Do I really not care about my own feelings? Am I really willing to continue to put my own feelings aside for this person's feelings? That's really important. That's gonna tell you who your people are. Oh baby, we about to get into some things. Don't take this personal. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Simply Kee Samone. If you are new here, I want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I want to say welcome back. Here on my channel, I'll talk all things love, locks, and lifestyle, and today we are going to be jumping into a topic that is very near and dear to my heart right now. If you feel like you have been a people pleaser all of your life, if you feel like that you really do put the people that you care about's feelings before your own, and you do feel like that in some way you are suffering from it, becoming jaded from it, then this video is for you. Today we are diving into the importance of setting boundaries. So if you feel like that you can relate and you feel like that this topic will be helpful for you, make sure you grab a pen and pencil, grab your phone, whatever notes, grab you something to drink, and let's just dive right on in. All right, y'all, we are back again for another self-help, self-development, motivational type video. I really don't know what I want to name this segment on my channel because, as I told you in past videos, I do want to do more of these sit down, just things that I've been learning about myself and things that I know can benefit others. If you have any, ideas, tips, names that you think would be good for this segment on my channel, be sure to leave that down in the comments below. And yes, let's just go ahead and dive in. If you are not new to my channel, then you know for the last 3 going on 4 years that I have been in therapy consistently. Now, I know that this is something that is talked about now. A lot more people are diving into therapy or becoming open to therapy, but I promise you, I have learned so much about myself. I've learned more than I have ever in college. I've learned more than I have ever in high school, any type of schools, trainings, anything that I've done. And I really do feel like if you want to grow in life, you need to learn the things that are possibly getting in your way, the things that you are creating in your life and getting in the way of yourself. The first thing on my list on why setting boundaries is so very important is being able and learning how to put your own feelings and emotions first. I remember one day I was having a conversation with my therapist and I was explaining to her a situation, and she was asking me, what is the reason why you feel like that person's emotions or that person's feelings comes before your own? And I honestly really didn't have an answer because I didn't think about it in that way. And basically what she was explaining to me was every time you're choosing to do this thing, or every time that you're allowing this person to do this thing, you're essentially saying that their feelings and their emotions are more important than your own. And when she said that, baby, she dropped a bar on me because I was like, dang, do I really not care about my own feelings, or am I really willing to continue to put my own feelings aside for this person's feelings? Someone who is outside of myself. Why would I not put myself first? And it really dawned on me that I don't value my own feelings, and I don't value how I feel. I don't value, what I think is important to myself more than someone else. And that is a complete no. That is something that can severely wear down on your mental health. And I feel like if you want to learn to love yourself, and if you want to learn, that true art of self-love and just always putting yourself first and doing what it is that you want to do, you have got to put those boundaries in place. I know it sounds kind of harsh, like you'll be thinking like, no, I definitely care about, how I feel, and I definitely care about what I want. And I can simultaneously do that by also caring about what people around me want or care about. Like it's two things that can't necessarily go hand in hand. Like you can definitely care and love and feel for the people that are around you, not at the expense that you are putting your feelings and your thoughts on the back burner. So that is the first thing that I have on my list that is very important. If you have not put boundaries in place, essentially what you are telling yourself is that you do not value your own feelings, you do not value your own emotions, and other people's are more important than yours. My second reason as to why setting boundaries is so very important is because it creates healthier relationships with the people around you in your life. You have relationships with your partner, you have relationships with your friends and your family members, co-workers, even. You have relationships, so many different relationships going on in your life, and you want the ones that you are in contact with, or the ones that are very, important to you, to be healthy relationships. Any type of relationship, just like romantic ones, they need to be healthy as well. People need to value you, people need to respect you, and people really, really need to listen to you when you are telling them what it is that you like, what it is that you don't like, something that's working for you and something that's not working for you. Having those healthy relationships and having those healthy connections is really what helps fuel you. Now, of course, you want to have a healthy relationship with yourself, loving self, and being comfortable with self, and knowing that if you were to be alone in this world, that you would be perfectly fine. That's fine and dandy as well. But let's just be honest. We thrive off of being around our loved ones at times. If those relationships aren't healthy and if those relationships aren't fruitful, then it's probably certain that you do not have the proper boundaries set in those relationships. Now, one thing for me that was very important, or one thing for me that I didn't kind of understand at first when it came to setting boundaries, is because I didn't ever want to seem mean or seem like I didn't care about my person's feelings or my friend's feelings or my family members' feelings. And honestly, if you are setting a boundary for yourself, it doesn't have anything to do with the other person. And that's one thing that I really had to understand is I'm not hurting this person. This is literally something that I just need for myself. This is literally something that I need to put in place for myself to be able to feel good. And this leads me into my third reason on why setting healthy boundaries is so very important. This will remove all of the toxicness from your life. And what I mean by that is someone who cares about you and someone who loves you and someone who wants to see you win in life, they would never want to put you in a situation where you're uncomfortable, where you're sad, where you're angry, where you feel some type of resentment. So I can give the perfect example. Let's say that you have a friend that does something. Well, you don't know if you want to say something. You don't know if you need to say something, but you have this feeling in your gut like, dang, that kind of made me feel some type of way. But you don't want to hurt your friend's feelings and telling them like, hey, I don't like when you did this, or hey, I don't think you you kind of questioning yourself like, damn, am I doing too much if I say anything about it? Or dang, is this going to create some type of strife? But the bottom line is you felt some type of way, right? Right. So find a time where you are calm, where you are not super emotionally charged, and you approach this person and you let them know, hey, you did this. I really didn't like X, Y, and Z. Now that the ball is in their court, really you set your boundary. You said your piece. If this person takes it a good way or if this person takes it a bad way is completely out of your control. And honestly, that is a very scary thing to do. You don't know how that other person is going to react. You don't necessarily want them to react in a negative way, but voicing your opinion on something and voicing your feelings on something is very much so important. What I mean by this is going to remove the toxicity out of your life is if they feel like the thing that you are saying or the thing that you're bringing to them is just so beyond them or so beneath them, or something that they just can't understand, and they're like, yeah, F you, they really don't care about you. Someone who cares about you and loves you are going to hear you, whether or not it kind of makes them feel bad, because sometimes some people do things and they honestly don't mean to do it. Sometimes people are doing things blindly, and just because you haven't communicated whether you like that thing or not, or communicated how that thing makes you feel, they truly don't understand and they don't know what they're doing. Just like a partner, your partner can't read your mind. You have to continuously tell them like, hey, I don't like this. Hey, I don't like this, and create that foundation for that healthy relationship. Because how are they going to know that they're doing something that you don't like if you don't tell them? If they do love you and they do care about you, they're going to hear what you're saying and they're going to take it into account, not take it personal, and they're going to apologize and and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel that way, or I would never want to make you feel that way, or thank you for telling me. Now, that's two different reactions. Now, if you have that person that's like, oh, well, I don't know what the big deal is, or I don't know what this is. That's somebody that does not value your feelings. You genuinely just told them something that bothers you, and you confided in them something that you truly feel strong about, and they didn't care. Then that tells you right there, is that a healthy relationship that needs to be in your life, period. So yeah, that's really important. That's going to tell you who your people are, and that's something that I have truly been learning, and that's something that is very, very important in setting boundaries. All right, so my final reason on why setting boundaries is so very important is you will always have more energy to pour into yourself, into your goals, into your aspirations. You really just have that full cup. Whenever you're operating from a full cup, you're able to do things to max capacity. You're able to perform at levels that you never knew that you could perform. You'll be more successful. You're generally going to be happier because you're going to feel lighter. You're not going to carry around so much resentment. You're not going to carry around so much stress. You're not going to carry around so much moving out of fear of what others are going to be thinking, what others are going to be doing. You really have a chance to operate from a place of peace. Whenever you have boundaries in your life, it literally creates that barrier in between you and the things that are going to make you sad, angry, scared, hurt, the things that really create that anxiety in your life. When you're able to operate from a place where your cup is completely full, you are going to just perform better in life. You're going to feel motivated to do certain things that you didn't think that you could do. And I know that it sounds super deep and like super cliche to say that setting a boundary can do something that massive in your life, but I promise you, I have seen it personally in my life. Setting a boundary, speaking up for myself, saying something of how I felt, it either created that space to where that person understood how I felt about something, and I didn't have to worry about that thing anymore because they cared enough to make sure that they honored my decision, that they honored my boundary. Or it removed a person completely because they didn't honor me and they didn't value what it was that I had as my boundary. Either way it goes, you are going to feel so much lighter. Your mental is going to be so much lighter because you're not worried about those things. You're not worried about the people that I have around me are making me feel drained. The only reason why I feel like people that are close around you would make you feel drained is if you don't have any boundaries with them, because then okay, this is where our relationship is at, and this is what works for me. This is what works for us. And it is a mutual thing. If someone cannot understand where it is that you're coming from, then maybe that person just isn't for you, or maybe that's just someone who you need to have at a distance. And again, I'm talking about family, I'm talking about coworkers, I'm talking about friends, I'm also talking about partners. These are things that needs to happen in order for you to operate from a space of happiness, a space of just lightness. Starting from the top, just to go over everything on why it is so important to set those boundaries is: one, you value yourself and you value your feelings over anyone else's. You value you first. Two, you create healthier relationships within your life, whether that be friends, family, coworkers, or your partner. Three, you're going to remove all toxicity from life, because anyone who does not love you or care about you or is for you is going to disrespect those boundaries. And four, you are going to be able to operate from a cup that is full. You will not have any feelings of resentment in life. You will not have any feelings of avoidance in life. You will not have any feelings of doubting yourself, because you're going to be operating from a space that feels good for you, because you have set those boundaries. You know what works for you. You know what makes your gut turn. You know what keeps you up at night. So live by that. Value what it is that is important to you and important to your space, important to your energy, and you will be able to go so far in life. That about wraps up what I feel is important in setting boundaries and the things that really benefit from you setting boundaries in your life. If there is anything that you all think that is very important about setting boundaries in your life, then make sure that you leave that down in the comments. Again, I have been learning so much, and I'm so happy to be able to be sharing this with you. So I just had to come drop a couple of gems on y'all about how setting boundaries has been positively affecting me and how setting boundaries can positively affect your life as well. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and also do not forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Slide on over to Instagram and follow me there at _Kee Samone. And yes, thank you so much for sharing space with me today, and make sure you share this video with someone who may need it, and I will just see you all in the next one.
I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't